Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This one is one that I got a little bit of help with on the actual JoJo's Bizarre Adventure figure community. So thank you everyone for being part of the very brief actually, discussion that I kind of had over there. So let's get right into this. Starting off with some honorable mentions or some figures that I can't really show you guys, but these are ones that are some of the very few that I still need to collect. First off, we have Fugo. Fugo looks pretty good, but I hear that his accessories are kind of okay. For a figure that you can find like sealed in box for sometimes $30, man, he actually looks pretty nice in both colorways. Another honorable mention of a figure that I don't have is the Kiss figure. This one does get a lot of hate for some pretty good reason. Obviously, there is a problem with the back peg falling out, but despite this, I hear that has, quote, really good articulation and the paint job is fairly clean, even though some may be turned off by the colors. Thank you for the info on those figures, and I will be getting into the list right now. Number 10 is a figure that was on my favorites list. Still, this one I don't think it gets too much love for what it is. Soft and wet. I really enjoy this figure. I think it gets into many poses. Like I said in the last video, I already kind of explained why I like this figure, but I'm going to get into gripes more because what makes this an underrated figure is what turns people off from getting it. This figure doesn't have great articulation. Like, this is the most the legs can bend. The arms can only bend about this much, but sometimes you can get it in some pretty neat poses, especially standing behind Josuke. And I just think that how it looks really makes up for the lack of articulation anyhow. Already, number 9 is also another one that was on that list. This is the Risotto Nero figure. A lot of people obviously don't get this because he is only a side villain. Despite this, he is arguably the best Part 5 figure, in my opinion. You guys know just how much I love this figure. Definitely one of my favorites. Do not regret getting this guy, even though I got him for way more than I probably should have when he released as a Wonderfest, but you know what? Hey, if you can pick him up now for retail, you're not really missing out on much. Great figure, even the standard release, just as good in my opinion as the Wonderfest. Cruising on to number 8, we have another figure. This is the pink Rohan. A lot of people don't get this guy for his colors. There is a standard white and green version that's been released, but obviously, I don't know. I mean, like, this outfit is way more distinct. It pops out just a bit more. It comes with just as good accessories. I actually kind of prefer this version of Heaven's Door a lot more. I think the pink really pops, and I just really love the green and pink. I think this is one of the best colors to do a Rohan variant. Number 7 is going to be Suey. This figure is one of my favorites. Part 6 figures are some of the better ones. A lot of people say that. A lot of great figures to choose from, and because there are a lot of great figures to choose from, Suey tends to get kind of shoved out of the picture. Regarding that, I think Suey perfectly makes this list because it has great posability. Very few gripes. Maybe the green could have been a yellow or something like that. I don't know. Maybe the Eyes of Heaven colors would have worked better. But I really do like the colors overall on this, especially the blue hair. That just looks so clean. Number 6 is probably Bruno Bucharti. Both variants of him, primarily the second variant, because the original is this one, the white and black. The second one is a blue and green. That one, a lot of people don't tend to really like that one or choose that one over these, but I actually kind of like it. It's not bad. Really good articulation, and the figure looks so accurate to the character. It's just crazy. Number 5 would definitely have to be Star Platinum Part 4. Sorry if I have him too high up. This figure definitely kind of gets outplaced by the other Star Platinums. People tend to go for the green one because that one's like way easier to get. This one was re-released quite a little while ago, but if you can find him for the retail price, it's definitely worth it. But if you're going to get a Star Platinum, you don't care what he looks like, this is your one to go with. Number 4 is certainly Magician's Red. I love this figure. I just got this one in yesterday, and I've just been messing around with it, putting it in the same pose over and over again after like just playing around. I think that what they did with this figure is brilliant. Although like he does lack a little bit of articulation, that's only just because it's from that time when obviously the figures were older, a little bit stiffer. I really like it. I love the legs that peg out and turn into flames. I think that's a beautiful effect. They didn't have to do that, but even at that time, they did. Now you guys may be wondering who's coming next. Obviously, Avdol. Even less people tend to really care about the Avdol figure. He and Magician's Red, you can find them for sometimes $60 just together. That's the price of one retail figure sometimes. I really love this figure. Yes, I know that his arms lack posability, but everything else on this figure just looks so good. Yeah, he's less dynamic in terms of other characters, so posing him into his more popular poses is not difficult at all. And actually, he looks really, really good in most of these poses. Also, I really enjoy the proportions they did on this figure. Only thing is, this, if only this was blue. I might end up painting this blue on my own, but I think that they did a great job representing Avdol in plastic form, especially for this time. Both the next one and the overall one could be interchanged. Either of these, I think, are incredibly underrated for what they are, so please take it as you will. The one closest to me right now is Moody Blues. This figure comes with pretty great accessories, especially the little heads. They didn't have to give us 3 heads for Moody Blues. They could have just threw in 1 head and said, screw it. This figure is one of the most posable and funnest to play with out of almost any super action statue. Then this one is not even worth that much either. Because it's such a underused stand, you could find this guy for like, what, 20 to 30 bucks sometimes? It's crazy. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, this one's pretty much tied with Moody Blues. Silver Chariot Part 3. This one, for its time, just like Magician's Red, this one's incredible. I just love this figure. This might have even made my top favorites video. I just love this one. He's incredibly posable, and I think he has some of the best proportions that we've seen in the entire Part 3 figures line. He has a understandably small head. Everything about this figure just looks good. Just the silver, and they could have just thrown in like a single solid color, but no, when you get close to it, it's all shaded, and I actually really, really like this figure a ton. And I think a lot of people don't really end up getting this one because there's an OVA Colors one that's been released a little while ago. There's also the Part 5 one. This one just ends up feeling just so underappreciated because of that. And I kind of understand why, but man, I really love this figure as well. And thank you everybody on Sascord who helped me out with this. And thank you everybody on Sascord in general, because without you guys, I would not know half this shit about JoJo figures. And I wouldn't be where I am now. So thank you guys so much, and I look forward to making more content just like this. See you guys next time. Peace.